Good morning everyone and welcome to Thursday Scrapbooking at 11. Oh, I'm excited. We are still working on this gorgeous little kit, and the reason I'm still working on this or sharing something out of this gorgeous kit today, which is absolutely beautiful, is because in it it's got a couple of acetate or window sheets, the clear sheets, that you can sort of just put over the top of a sheet and put your photos on there and then just put that on as a cover. But what if you wanted to put your photos on the acetate? How do you go about that? So that's what I want to share with you today, because that's something that when you get a kit, you want to use all the pages. You want to use, you don't want to just have it as a cover page. You want it to be able to put photos on it. That's the idea of doing it. So the next thing you need to do is you need to pick out photos. So I'm going to have this on the front, which is Piper and Lou for her 50th. And then I'm going to have in the centre, the double page, I'm going to have Louise and her husband Steve. And then on the back page, I'm going to have Louise, Emily, Piper and Cheryl. So that's Steve's mum and that. So I'm going to do it like that. So when you're doing it, you need to get photos all the same size to back them, or you need to do your mats the same size. Okay. So I'm wondering whether I will mat these, and I'm sort of thinking I might. So let's have a little look. It's got so many bright colours in this. This was the one we did last week. It's so bright. And on the other side, we just left the flowers that she got and received from her Auntie Brenda and Jasmine. So she can write a little bit of a story about that on the back. So that's gorgeous. But look at all the bright colours in here that you can use. So many bright colours. So I'm just looking at my papers over here, and we're going to come down to my workbench. So if you come on, say hello, and tell me where you're from. Tell me if this is the first time you've come across Teresa Brown stamping. Yeah, let me just see. I'm just looking at the colours here, and I've got a heap of colours just sitting here, and I'm sort of looking at the pictures as well. Like, you look at the pictures as well, so it's sort of got like a darker background around it, so you sort of don't want to come in. You could sort of come in with I think maybe we could come in with a yellow. Oh, my bag just broke. Okay, that was really handy. What colour is that one? Daffodil Delight. Okay, Daffodil Delight. So I'm sort of looking the brown and yellow go quite well together. Okay, so let's do that. So we need 4 mats the same size as our, a little bit bigger than our photos. So let's cut our photos down first, because then that will tell us what size mats we're going to have. So I'm going to put them together like this, because I want the photos exactly the same size. And I'm just going to make sure, yep, just going to make sure I had space on that side when I cut it. So I'm going to cut that down. Beautiful. And then I'm going to move it across to that center one. That's where they join in my little machine, so I can do that. Okay, so I've got 2 there. And then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to trim off this side here. So it's about 7.5. 7.5 by 10. 7.5 by 10. So our mats need to be 10.5. So we can go down this way if we want to. We've got 2 sheets here, I think. Yep. 10.5. Or if you want them a little bit bigger, you can go 11, but I'm going to go 10.5. No, I might go 11, and then we can always, no, I go 10.5. Change my mind. Did you see that? I just changed my mind over and over again. 10.5 by 8. Is that correct? That was 7.5, wasn't it? Yep, by 8. So we want 4 of them. 1, 2, 3. Now you won't get 4 exactly across on your one sheet because it would if it was 7, but 8 it's not. So you will need to bring in that other piece of paper that you cut and just go 8. And I'm quite sure there's some beautiful embellishments we can put around this as well. Okay, who's worked with acetate or window sheet in a scrapbook page before? It's so see-through and you sort of got to make sure that you don't see the glues or anything like that if you're going to use it as a page. If you're just going to use it as a cover over a photo, like this one, if you're just going to use it as a cover, you don't need to do that if you just want to use it, like put it over the top of it. But we want to actually use the page. That's what I want to do. I want to use the page. So my first photo that I'm going to use is Louise and little Piper. Oh God, I keep calling her Pippa and it's Piper. I'm going to get shot. My granddaughter's going to go, Nan, you've done it again. So for this, you can actually use your acetate. You can use your acid-free glue, liquid glue, because it's acid-free. And I'm just going to put that on. Come on, come out. Okay, it's starting to come out now. Oh. And I'm just going to map this onto our Daffodil Delight. It's going to give us a nice little border and make that photo pop out a little bit more as well. And then on the back one, we're having Louise and Steve, her husband. So we're going to do this one. So what's everyone been up to this morning? Have you... Hi Susan, good to see you. Good morning. It's good to catch everyone this morning. Okay, I probably could have cut that one down just a fraction, but that's okay. So we've got our page 1 and our page, I think I might go that one and then that one. So you sort of work out where you want to put your 4 pages, your 4 photos for this. Now attaching your photos and your mats to your acetate, there's a couple of ways you can do this. I wouldn't use the liquid glue. You can, but I wouldn't, for the simple reason is if you get it on the acid or the window sheet, it will come pretty sticky and you don't want that. Okay, I probably could have cut that one down a fraction too, but it doesn't matter. We're pretty good. So this is the only place where I would probably use the liquid glue now. So when you're applying your photos, you can use tear tape, you can use mini glue dots, or you can use dimensions. So let's go through that. So we've got our 4 photos. So you've got your tear tape, which you can use on the back of the photo. You've got mini glue dots that you can use on the back of the photo. Or if you want to raise the photo up a little bit and add a little bit of embellishment around it, or to poke the embellishment in, you can come in using your dimensions. These 3 things will help raise up on the window sheet. Okay, so we're going to do them flat, I think would be probably the best. So I'm going to find the edge of the tear tape, and I'm not going quite to the edge on this, because then that way if you do want to slide something in underneath you can. So I'm just going to put 3 of these 1, 2, and 1 up the top. I love that you can work with acetate or window sheet in all different ways. Make sure that you have your holes on this side because this is our front one. So make sure you have them on the left-hand side because this is our first photo that's going down. So we're going to put this one down. So this is going to line up. Now we can line this up wherever we want, but wherever we line it up, we have to line. I'm going to put it in the center because sometimes it's easier to go center. Now we're going to flip that around and we're going to add our second photo right over the top of that photo. That's why it's important to make sure that everything's cut out the same size. Okay. Now, I'm just going to have a little look at the embellishments we have here before I stick this one on. And we sort of want to find, sometimes it's hard to find two that are reversed, but we can have a little look and see what's in here. Okay, so we've got this little butterfly. That might be our best call, I would say. So let's have a look at that one. So we've got a big one and two little ones here. The other thing that is good on this one is this little white daisy as well, because that looks like you could mirror image it. And that's what you're looking for, a mirror image type thing. So, and you've even got the yellow that you could do on this too. So let's pull the yellow one out as well and we'll have a look. So it's like a sun. Okay, let's move these out of the way now. So when I say mirror image, when you sort of have, we're just going to tuck that in to the side. That's why I haven't stuck it yet, just going to tuck it into the side. So you can sort of see that that is now going to go over the top of that. Okay, so it's sort of a little bit out just at the top there, but pretty well mirror image on that. That one's pretty good. You could pretty well go with the butterfly. Let's go with the white daisy. Put that there for a minute. And that is not too bad either. Look at that. You could actually mirror image that. So that's a good one to go with as well. And you can put this like over the top of your photo and cover some of that. So let's do that. Let's use the white one for the moment because that's good. We're going to use a dimension on this because we want to put it here, over here onto the photo so that you can't see it on the other side, even though we are going to cover it with the other one. We do want to make sure that it's put in a good spot. So this is going to come down here. Now we're going to turn it around. We're going to add Lou and Steve in here. And I'm just going to get that tear tape again. You can do this on cards as well. Okay, so if you were doing an acetate card, you would have to make sure that you were doing something back to back or doing 4 little mini glue dots in the corners where they can't be seen. Mini glue dots are very, very strong, believe it or not. So that's something that you want to think about, is to cover up your glue. You don't want to see it. Also make sure you use acid-free tape, because if you don't, which Stampin' Up is, you'll end up with grey photos and you don't want to do that. Now this is going to go on here, so we're just going to bring this around until we sort of get that like that, because that is like a pretty good mirror image there. So we're going to come in with a dimension behind it. And we're going to come down with that. Just going to make sure I've got the right one again. I just had it. I couldn't have moved it that far, Teresa. I did though, believe it or not. Okay, that's down like that. So as you can see, we now have our photo and our embellishment. Now, if you're going to do a tag or anything like that coming out to the side, make sure you've got it coming out to the side on the other side as well. Okay, so you can sort of see it. Okay, let me just, hope that little ad, oh, sorry about that ad, hope that's not covering you. So you can sort of see what we've done here now. Move that away, put that back, and beautiful. So we've got our first page, which is this one of Louise, and then when we flip it over, we're going to have it like this. So you've got your holes here. So you want to match your holes up to the left again. Okay, so that you've got your holes here to do Lou and Steve again over here. And then this time we can sort of bring in a sun or a butterfly, or we can move it to the side a little bit and bring in, let me just have a little looky. What else have we got in our kit? It's good to have a look in your kit and see what you've got in there. You can bring in stripes, you can bring in lots of different things. I'm just looking. Okay, what do we got here? There's so many things in here. Okay. So these ones here, like Good Times, on the other side, on these languages that you don't have, you can turn them over and use the reverse side and stamp on them, or you can write on them. So that's a really good little thing as well. So I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at, see whether we have two of that. I don't know if we've got two of those pages, so I'm just looking. Because we need something that's got, like I said, a mirror image. So this one's got like making memories, and it's only got the one, but okay. All right, we've still got lots here. There's so many here. So many. Oh, now that colour one would look nice. I wonder what we had on the other strip up here somewhere. I was looking at, on this side, we could have, I'm just trying to give you alternatives. On this side, we could have a colour strip, or we can put this over this side and put a colour strip on this side. And we can come in with this one on the reverse side if you wanted to. So whatever you do on this side, you have to do on the reverse side. I think you get the message. Okay, so let's put this one on now. There's lots you can do, but you need to think about it before you actually stick everything down, because sometimes you think, oh yeah, that looked good, but give it a go without gluing anything first to make sure it does actually work, because there's nothing worse than thinking that it's going to, and then you go to put it on and guess what? It doesn't work. So that can be quite frustrating. And like I said, you don't need to come right to the edges. Okay, so we're going to put our this page down first, or our mat, I should say, our layer. Make sure that you've got your acetate paper straight, because that's important too. I have seen that go screw-roofy. Okay, and then we can bring in the butterfly on this one, which I think is really lovely. So we've got that on that side, we can bring that on that side. I think we'll bring this down here and cover that little fridge. So we'll put this one down here. So a dimension. So this is the bigger butterfly down the bottom here. You might just have just a tiny little bit hanging out, but that's okay. And then we'll put the little one up to the top here. As long as they mirror image, you'll be right. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you can't see it a little bit, but yeah, just mirror image a little bit. Okay, so you're going to turn around. You can sort of see now where you need to cover. Okay, so tear tape again. And I think the rest of the book, the album, is pretty well, yeah, if you get it, I think you'll be pretty well organised to just flip through it. So I'm going to work on this and then I'll just show it finished. So next week we can do something else. But this was the main thing is your front and back page are single pages, like this one that we did last week for Louise. And then every page in between is a double page. And I showed you last week how you can support these circles by using punches. There's lots of different ways you can do that. Support your edges. It's not that I'm going to say that they rip, but I have seen some very exciting kids when they see themselves in a photo and they turn it really fast, and before they think about it, they've ripped the page. But that's okay. You know, that can happen. So this one's going to come down here. So just be mindful that you might want to secure it if you're giving it to someone that's got kitties, because, yeah, that can happen. So this is going to come down over here. So you can sort of see that that's covered in our image there. And we're going to come with this one, so it sort of covers this one up here as well. Okay, so these are the little gold nuggets that I feel is important when you're doing this. So we've got this goes like this. And look at that. All perfectly lined up in the center. So when you turn the page, you've got your pages and then you've got your back page. So it's all lined up. So just make sure that you have it all lined up the way you need it. Okay, because that's the important part about doing this. That's the secret. That's the little secret. Okay. Hi, Sue. How are you? Good to see you on. I love seeing my team members come on. So, as you can see, and then we turn it over and we've got that little mirror image happening with the daisy. And the same with our butterflies. We've got that little mirror image happening. So they make beautiful pages, they really do. And I don't like just using the window sheet for a cover over a whole sheet of paper and then not putting anything else over the top of it. I like to be able to add my photos onto it. So very, very cute. And even when the page is closed, the two pages are closed, you get that little image of a daisy and you get the little image of a butterfly on there as well. So it's not going to hurt. It's going to look amazing. So front page is a single page, double spread all the way through. So make sure that they mix and match properly. And then the back page is a single page. So I'll get this album finished and then I'll flip through it and show you what I've done, which is important. But next week we'll be back to doing a sketch 12 by 12. So that's exciting. So who's excited about that? Who loves scrapbooking? I know I do. And for anyone that hasn't joined our watercolour class, we still have some spots left. So please feel free to join. It is regular price today. It's $50. We did have the early bird, but that finished yesterday here in Australia. And over in America, it finishes today because they're a day behind. So it's like we're in the future and the past. Ooh, we're stepping from the past into the future or the future back into the past. I'm not quite sure, but it's, yeah, it's quite funny doing that actually when you're working with someone from way over the other side of the world. So that can be quite different. So Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed working with the window sheet or acetate. People call it all different stuff, so I hope you enjoyed this today, and I hope you got an idea on how you can mirror image the back of it so that you can do your page. Thank you for the love hearts, I love that, and God bless you, and I will see you all tonight at 7 o'clock for Crafty Thursday. Bye for now.